Welcome back to the Coyote Country Homestead. Today's a pretty exciting day. I got word from the dealership that the tractor is ready. The axle has been repaired. The upgrades that I paid for have all been completed. The tire service company is in the process of filling the rear tires with fluid this morning. And then sometime this afternoon, the dealership is saying that the tractor is going to be delivered. So this has been a process well over a month in making. And it's exciting that today is finally the day when the tractor is going to be delivered. I'm going to go get the camera set up and I'll record the process of the tractor being delivered. Yeah. Here it goes. Well, it was a little more anticlimactic than I was hoping for. They delivered to a nearby church parking lot where they unloaded the tractor and then drove it over because they didn't want to come up my driveway. They were concerned they wouldn't be able to get turned around. So anyway, here it is. Looks great. I've got my pallet fork still sitting in my bucket. So one of the first things I need to do is figure out where I'm going to store my implements. Then I want to do a quick check just to get in the habit of checking the fluids, even though the oil won't be right because it's been running. Just we'll get in the habit of that, and then maybe do a little experimenting with it tonight and see what kind of damage I can do to the property without breaking stuff too much. So. All right, I've got the pallet forks dropped off the bucket right now. Just have them sitting somewhere. I'm going to get a pallet under that here in just a little bit, but I needed to get the forks separated from the bucket so that I could begin working with them. And then, I can use the skid steers. Again, I'm never going to be able to say that right. The skid steer quick attach, I can use that to switch between implements quickly. In the meantime, I'm going to go get some stuff together here, just a rag and maybe a couple of paper towels or something so that I can check the fluids. Not that I think that the fluids need to be checked. It's really just, I want to force myself into getting into the habit of every day before I start doing anything with the tractor, I go ahead and check that out. Got a paper towel. I think I'm ready to start with just checking the maintenance. So there's a button down here that we use to pop the hood. There we go, get that up. And we don't actually have to do that to check the oil, but I am checking the coolant level here. So it looks like the coolant level is good. The oil is actually farther back here. So got the air cleaner right there, a filter. That looks like it's in good shape. It's pretty dirty inside. This has been, again, sitting. This is a 2023 model, so it's been sitting for a while. I have to clean that out a little bit, but again, it's a tractor, so I'm sure that's not the last of the dirt that it will see. Let's go ahead and close the hood. See that in the shot, looks good. Of course, should be enough oil. Again, it's straight from the dealership, so no surprises there. It's nice that we can check that without having to lift the hood. Really, the coolant and the air filter are the only things we have to pop the hood for. And then back here, we need to check the hydraulic fluid. We look for the white cap on these. So that's going to be right here. Hard to see because it's very clear, but yes, that's good to go. So we'll walk through a couple of things that I had it outfitted with. I wanted to go ahead and get 2 remotes on the rear. It had one already. I added a second one. My goal here is to get a top and tilt function for the box blade. I actually had a top kit ordered. The one they ordered was too long, and so even at its shortest, what was happening is that the box was tilted back and it wouldn't go forward enough. Like you see, it's hard to tell right now at this angle, but it's tilted forward a little bit now. I really would like it to be forward even just a little bit more than this, the ability to go forward even a little bit more, but we'll have to see what that looks like. Anyway, because the top link didn't work and I was thinking about a top and tilt function anyway, they're going ahead and looking at getting that ordered for me, and they're going to let me know on that. I got the box blade that you're looking at, the Bush Hog SBX 72, 6 scarifiers on it, 72-inch blade. And on the front, I'll make sure I stay out from under the bucket, but I went ahead and had a front remote put on so that if I want to get a grapple or something like that, I can add that easily. This is the bucket that came with it. And in addition to this, I ordered a set of pallet forks, which you saw me unload earlier. And actually now what I'm probably going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to go switch that out or if I'm going to play with the bucket just a little bit. I have some ashes that ash pile I'd like to consolidate before I move the brush. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is spend a little bit of time with the bucket as is and see if I can consolidate that ash pile and maybe turn it into a little bit of a U shape, which is what I'm wanting. And then I can pile all of my brush in the middle of the U shape. This is that brush and ash pile that I was talking about. And so I already have a little bit of brush on here. I think I am going to go ahead and put the pallet forks on because I'd like to get that brush lifted off, set aside, and then start reworking the ashes into sort of the shape that I want. And then I can come back and probably put the forks on again and start stacking brush up. I don't know if I'll do that tonight or if I'll wait till tomorrow. But that's what the plan is going to be. So first thing I'm going to do is get the pallet fork swapped out with the bucket. I definitely struggled a little bit getting lined up with the pallet forks and getting those connected. Figure that's one of those things I'll just get used to the more I practice. I didn't have to move the brush very far, but it was nice being able to use the pallet forks for this. I've got several brush piles that we're going to tackle tomorrow, and I'll definitely be using the pallet forks for this as well. I think I'm also going to get a chain so that I can either use the chain to put weight on the brush to hold it onto the forks, or to tie it to the forks because I've got a lot bigger loads than what we're doing here. As you're watching this, keep in mind this is sped up 4 times. So I'm new to this. I was moving really, really slow. It was like when I was doing the editing for this, it was like watching paint dry. And I almost sped it up 5 times because it just is, I was moving so slow on this. This has been a burn pile for a long time. I've been at this property for going on 3 years, and I know for many, many years before that, this was a burn pile, and it had spread out to something like 20 feet wide. It wasn't very tall, but it was just spread out really wide. So one of the first things that I'm trying to do here is scalp from the outside and push all of this in so that I can flatten the area around it. That's going to make it easier to mow, but it's also going to just decrease the radius of how much yard this burn pile is consuming. I see you've stuck with me this long. Please press that like button. And if you want to see more about our adventures at Coyote Country Homestead, please click the subscribe button. I was pleased with how effectively the bucket dug into the soil here. Now this is pretty soft soil. It's not like I had a lot of rocks that I had to contend with, but it did a really good job. I did kept putting it in 4-wheel drive because it would have a tendency to slip if it was just in 2-wheel drive. At this point, it was getting a little taller than what I wanted, so I'm going to use the bucket to back drag this down a little bit and make it so it's not quite as tall as it was getting. This is pretty much exactly what I was wanting. I wanted to bring this in higher and closer because it had gotten way too spread out. And then I wanted to create this little C area in here where this is where I'm going to bring the piles of brush. I'll do that tomorrow, and I'll bring that brush pile back that I moved out. I want to get that in here, and this gives it a nice little place to build the fire and keep it all contained on three sides and burn down the brush. I'm pleased that there's not nearly as much ash in here as I thought there was. There's actually a lot of soil in here, so I'm going to be able to mix that all up, and I think I'll probably be able to use that elsewhere. And my hope is that I can compost the ashes that I have with this soil, and then I won't have to haul it away. So overall, a success for the first day of using the tractor. I'm really pleased with the results, and I'm just letting it cool down right now. Then I'm going to park it for the night, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. So I'm going to get the cameras set up. We're going to record that whole thing of the tractor being delivered and me receiving it, and we'll see what we do after that. I'm going to get the cameras set up. We're going to record the whole process of having the tractor delivered, and we're going to get the whole process of the tractor being delivered recorded, and what? And then I'm going to finish with the video. I think I'm just going to call it there. I'm going to go get the, I'm going to go get the cameras. I'm going to,